In the spotlight tonight is Janet Carr from Blackpool, a retired waitress, and her specialist subject is Elizabeth I. David Parker from the Wirral, a librarian, whose subject is Stevie Wonder. Eliot Wilson from Sunderland, a clerk to the House of Commons, and his subject, the Bernard Samson novels of Len Deighton. And Katharine Drury, also from Blackpool, a local government officer, and her specialist subject, Reginald Perrin. I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind. It's the second round, which means that somebody here tonight will win a place in our next round, which happens to be the grand final. So, one of our four contenders is a step away from becoming Mastermind 2006. Let's see which one. Let me ask our first contender to join us, please. And your name is?
Janet Carr.
Your occupation?
Ex-waitress.
And your chosen subject?
Elizabeth I.
Elizabeth I in 2 minutes. At which royal palace did Elizabeth set up her household in 1548 after the death of Katharine Parr?
Hatfield.
Yes. Which member of the council was promoted to the peerage by Elizabeth in 1571 and made first Baron of Burghley?
Cecil.
Yes. The Treaty of Troyes, agreed between England and France in April 1564, obliged Elizabeth to give up her claim to which overseas territory?
Calais.
Yes. What was the name of the Lord Chancellor who announced Elizabeth's accession and said that her most lawful right and title to the crown we need not doubt?
Pass.
Which former governess became First Lady of the Bedchamber on Elizabeth's accession?
Katharine Chaperon.
Yes. Members of Essex's faction paid Shakespeare and his players to perform which play on the day before the attempted coup against Elizabeth?
Richard III.
Richard II. Who was the Lieutenant General of the armies about whom Elizabeth said in a speech at Tilbury, "Never prince commanded a more noble or worthy subject"?
Dudley.
Robert Dudley, yes. In 1587, under the authority of Elizabeth, at which Spanish port did Drake enter the harbour and destroy tons of Philip II's shipping before moving on to Portugal?
Cadiz.
Yes. What was the first name of Dudley's wife, whose death in suspicious circumstances resulted in Elizabeth suspending him from court?
Aimée.
Yes. In early 1579, whom did the Duke of Anjou send to England as his principal envoy to sue for Elizabeth's hand in marriage on his behalf?
Pass.
Elizabeth appointed Edmund Grindal to which post in 1575, then suspended him 2 years later?
Archbishop of Canterbury.
Yes. After her accession to the throne, to which ministerial position did Elizabeth appoint Sir Nicholas Bacon?
Lord Keeper of the Seal.
Yes. What was the name of Admiral Howard's flagship which sailed at the head of the Queen's fleet against the Armada in 1588?
Pass.
Which nobleman did Elizabeth suspect of raising a rebel army when he returned to his country home instead of answering Elizabeth's summons to Windsor?
Suffolk.
Norfolk, Duke of Norfolk. What name is given to the letters said to be from Mary Queen of Scots to Bothwell, I'll finish the question, which implicated her in the death of Darnley?
Pass.
Well, I can tell you it's the casket letters, and you'll remember about those. It was the Ark Royal, the name of Howard's flagship. Jean de Simier was sent to England as Duke of Anjou's envoy, and Nicholas Heath was the Lord Chancellor who announced her accession. 4 passes, Janet Carr, 9 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
David Parker.
And your occupation?
Librarian.
And your chosen subject?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder in 2 minutes. Stevie Wonder won the 1984 Academy Award for which song from the film The Woman in Red?
I Just Called to Say I Love You.
Yes. What was the title of Wonder's first single, which was released in America on the 16th of August, 1962?
I call it Pretty Music, but the other people call it the blues.
Yes. What was the name of Wonder's private tutor who was himself partially sighted and travelled with him on tour during the 60s?
Ted Hull.
Yes. Oh My Marcia was the original title of which song that became a hit in 1969?
My Sharia Moore.
Yes. What's the name of his cousin who was driving when Wonder was in a serious car crash in August 73?
John Harris.
Yes. In 1983, a 12-inch single of which rap song by Gary Bird was the first release on Wonder's own One Direction label?
You've Got the Crown.
Correct. In 1964, little Stevie Wonder appeared in Muscle Beach Party, in which other film as himself?
Bikini Beach.
Yes, what name meaning strength was given to his first daughter, who was born on the 7th of April, 1975?
Aisha Zakia.
Yes, Yvonne Wright wrote the lyrics for 2 songs on the Talking Book album. One was I Believe. What was the other, which includes the lyrics, so you practice false reactions to delay the things I do?
Blame It on the Sun.
You've got it bad, girl. Wonder plays almost all of the instruments on the album Music of My Mind, but who plays the trombone solo on the song Love Having You Around?
Pass.
Which song from the Songs in the Key of Life album was the first to be released as a single?
I Wish.
Yes. As well as Taurus Productions, which publishing company did Wonder form when he reached the age of 21 in order to increase his percentage of royalties?
Black Bull Publishing.
Yes. Which album that was released in the UK in 1967 included the songs A Place in the Sun, Thank You Love, Be Cool, Be Calm and Sylvia?
Down to Earth.
Yes. What was the name of his former lover who issued a lawsuit in October 2001 claiming $30 million in palimony?
Angela McAfee.
Yes, at Marvin Gaye's funeral, Wonder sang which song that he'd written only a few hours before his friend's death?
Lighting Up the Candles.
Correct. In which year did he first perform at the Super Bowl during the halftime show of a game played at the Pro Player Stadium in Miami?
Pass.
As well as Stevie Ray Vaughan, which blues, I'll finish the question, which blues guitarist made a guest appearance on Come Let Me Make Your Love Come Down on the Characters album?
B.B. King.
B.B. King is right. You had 2 passes. 1999 was the year he did his first Super Bowl, and it was Art Barron who played the trombone solo on that song, Love Having You Around. 2 passes, but David Parker, 14 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Eliot Wilson.
Occupation?
I'm a clerk for the House of Commons.
And your chosen subject?
The Bernard Samson novels of Len Deighton.
The Bernard Samson novels. In Len Deighton's novel Berlin Game, what is the codename of the previously reliable source whose erratic behaviour necessitates Bernard Samson's presence in East Berlin?
Brahms 4.
Correct. What does Bernard give to Paul Biederman while he's in custody at Charles de Gaulle Airport, not knowing that it is poisoned?
A sandwich.
A coffee. In the stamp auction in Spyline, what was Johnson's final bid for lot 584, which he believed had secured it for him?
30,000.
6,000 shillings. What is the name of Uncle Silas Gaunt's country home at which he hosts weekend dinner parties and clandestine meetings with former colleagues?
Whitelands.
Correct. What is Fiona Sampson's KGB codename, which translates into English as cast or pig iron?
Eisenguss.
Eisenguss. What is the name of the Portuguese housekeeper who's enticed back to work for Bernard and Fiona in their Mayfair apartment?
Diaz. Mr. Diaz.
Yes. In Berlin Game, Brahms 4 claims the traitor in London has passcodes prefixed with what term which gives them access to the CIA data file?
Pass.
Who does Bernard hire to investigate the relationship between Daphne Cryer and the man she has met at Professor Billerstock's drawing class?
Pass.
In Charity, Bernard meets Werner Volkmann at which club at Tegel Airport in order to discuss Cindy Prettyman's recent approach about her ex-husband's whereabouts?
Pass.
What is the full name of Fiona's British KGB contact whom she met regularly in a cottage in Kent?
Martin Ewan Price Hughes.
Yes. In Hope, Bernard visits which former school friend in Allenstein in order to check on the status of the Delius group?
Axel Mauser.
Theo Forster. Dickie Cryer asked Bernard to check out the mines at Schleimer in the Erz Mountains for the presence of which material?
Uranium.
Yes. Which opera has Fiona gone to see at the Berlin State Opera when Harry Kennedy makes contact with her in the interval?
The Merry Widow.
Der Freischütz. In London Match, what is the full name of the old stager who is killed by a booby trap while attempting to break into the Cambridge Network's office?
Ted Riley.
Yes. In which seedy district of Berlin is Bernard hiding out from his employers at the beginning of Spyline?
Kreuzberg.
Yes. What does Erich Stenus give to Bernard as a gesture, I'll finish, as a gesture of good faith in Angel's Body Shop in Mexico City?
Pass.
In fact, it was a passport. So you very nearly got there unwittingly. Your other passes, the Horrido Club was the one at Tegel Airport. Duncan Churcher was hired by Bernard to investigate that relationship. And the prefix giving them access to the CIA data file was knee-jerk. 4 passes, Eliot Wilson, 7 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Katharine Drury.
Your occupation?
Local government officer.
And your chosen subject?
The Reginald Perrin novels and the television series.
Reginald Perrin. What is the first item Reggie manages to sell when he opens his first grot shop off the wrong end of Clinthorpe High Street?
A bottle of Sprout wine.
Yes, what sort of stuffed toy has been put down CJ's trousers when he interrupts a meeting of the Perrin's community staff to complain about having to look after children?
Kermit the Frog.
Yes. After leaving grot, which job does Tony Webster take up before quitting to join Reggie's community?
Central heating sales.
Yes, what is Reggie's son Mark's only line in a West End play which the vicar uses as his text at Reggie's memorial service?
Here are the gumboots you ordered, madam.
Yes, why does CJ sack Doc Morrissey while he's at the weekend fishing match?
He says that that CJ is dead, but he wasn't.
Yes, what is the surname of Sunshine Dessert's man in Germany who also happens to have been on the same school rifle shooting team as Reggie?
Campbell Lewiston.
Correct. In the book The Legacy of Reginald Perrin, which firm of solicitors are the executors of Reggie's will following his death?
Hackstraw, Lovelace and Venison.
Yes, what does Mr Pelham actually paint in the third television series when Linda poses as a model for him?
A pig.
Yes, which dish does Reggie order as a starter, main course and dessert when he goes out to lunch at an Italian restaurant?
Ravioli.
Yes, in the book The Return of Reginald Perrin, what's the name of the pub on the Hog's Back where Reggie meets Joan to offer her a job with him at Grot?
The Dissipated Kipper.
Yes, when Reggie attends a smelling organised by Amalgamated Aerosols, what does it say that every aerosol smell reminds him of?
A Bolivian unicyclist jockstrap.
Yes, when a Mr Fogden comes to see Reggie, which invention of his does he hope Reggie will sell in his grot shops?
Edible furniture.
Yes, what's the name of the first guest to arrive when the Perrins community first opens its doors?
Mr Babacoon.
Correct. Tim Priest played Tom Patterson in the first and second television series, but who played the role in the third series?
Leslie Schofield.
Yes, what's the subject of CJ's saga, which he's reading to the community staff when the Vandals strike?
Ants.
Yes, when Reggie turns up for work at Pelham's Piccadilly with two black eyes, he says they were a result of an assault by a female relative who believed she was which sportsman?
Joe Bugner.
Yes, what design is found to be on David House Jones's underpants when he gets drunk at Reggie's dinner party without food?
Beethoven.
Yes, what's the name of CJ's home in Virginia Water in the legacy of Reginald Perrin?
Expansion Cottage.
Correct, having faked his death on a Dorset beach. What pseudonym is Reggie using when he interrupts, I'll finish, a conversation in Covent Garden between two market traders?
Jasper Flask.
Yes, Jasper Flax it is. No passes. Katharine, Drury, a big 19 points. So that's the end of the first round. Let's have a look at the scores. In fourth place with 7 points, Eliot Wilson. Third place with 9 points, Janet Carr. Second place with 14 points, David Parker. In the lead with 19 points, Katharine Drury. Round two now, general knowledge. If there's a tie at the end of this round, then the number of passes get taken into account and the person with the fewer passes goes through. Let's have Eliot Wilson to come and join us again, if he would, please. And you like, well, I assume you like the Bernard Samson novels. He's spy novels.
Yes.
Bernard Samson's a spy.
Yes, he is.
But not a sort of James Bond glamorous type spy.
No, it's all a bit more gritty and realistic with him.
He's got a wife for a start whom we know about.
He has a wife and a family, and he worries about the mortgage payments, and he's got a second-hand car that keeps breaking down and things like that. I mean, it's the kind of alternative to Bond that Len Deighton pioneered, really.
So is he a believable spy in the sense that obviously we didn't really believe in James Bond? I mean, he was a fictional creation, but can we believe in this character?
I think so. I think it's probably much more what being a spy is like as opposed to what we'd like being a spy to be like.
And working as you do in the House of Commons, do you feel close to this world of subterfuge and espionage and politics and all that?
I think if spies are doing their job, we don't feel very close to them at all. We know nothing about them, but...
Quite. Let's get on to general knowledge. You have 7 points. See how you do. Which rugby union team do England play against annually for the Calcutta Cup?
Scotland.
Yes, the first of which sculptor's series of family group figures was a Madonna and Child for St Matthew's Church in Northampton, unveiled in 1944?
Henry Moore.
Yes, the edible fruit of which member of the cucumber family is usually picked while immature to be preserved by pickling?
A gherkin.
Yes, which is the largest island in the Mediterranean?
Sicily.
Yes, which role in the James Bond films has been played by Lois Maxwell, Caroline Bliss and Samantha Bond?
It's Moneypenny.
Yes, the prominent gay French politician Bertrand Delanoë became mayor of which city in 2001?
Paris.
Correct. Which non-metallic element is extracted from underground deposits using superheated steam in the method called the Frash process?
Pass.
According to William Blake's poem, which bird in a cage puts all heaven in a rage?
Minor bird.
Robin Redbreast. Which day in the Christian calendar can fall on the 4th of February at the earliest and 10th of March at the latest?
Pass.
The plant Beta vulgaris is the world's second most important source of which foodstuff?
Pass.
Which major river does the Sabrina footbridge cross at Worcester?
The X.
7. According to the title of a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta, what is the occupation of Marco and Giuseppe?
Pass.
What is the common name of trees of the genus Fagus?
Fig.
Beach. Baby Spencer Eldon appeared on the cover of which Nirvana album first released in 1991?
Never mind.
Yes. What was Thomas Hardy's profession before he became a writer?
Railway clerk.
Architect. What name did the Post Office adopt in March 2001 when it became a PLC wholly owned by the government before its subsequent renaming as Royal Mail Group PLC in November 2002?
Centrica.
Consignia. Which painter returned to his family home in Kendal in 1798, suffering from ill health and mental depression, and died there in 1802?
Pass.
What are the names of the two DJs created by Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse?
Smashy and Nicey.
Yes. Which construction on the Arizona-Nevada border led to the formation of Lake Mead, one of the world's largest man-made lakes?
Grand Coulee Dam.
The Hoover Dam. Which member of the royal family has the other Christian names Arthur, Philip, Louis?
Prince Edward.
No, Prince William. Your passes, it was Romney, the painter who went back to Kendal suffering from ill health. The title of that Gilbert and Sullivan operetta was Gondoliers. Sugar comes from Beta Bulgaris. Ash Wednesday can fall on 4th of February, etc. And sulphur is the non-metallic element extracted from those underground deposits. 5 passes altogether. Eliot Wilson, a total of 15 points. And now, Janet Carr, please. And you're interested in Elizabeth I as a feminist, really. I mean, you regard her as a...
Well, she was the first serious female monarch. She led the way for female monarchs to be taken serious, I think, because of her length of the reign and the wisdom of her reign. She surrounded herself by very clever men.
None of whom she married.
No.
So that was another way in which she retained all the power, as it were.
She was a woman that perhaps discovered power and was reluctant perhaps to give it away to a man.
Though she'd have liked to marry, wouldn't she? I mean, Robert Dudley, so we're told,
I think she would have, if she had a freedom of choice, I think she would have married Dudley. Because he was her first love, her main love, and the man that was there with her through thick and thin.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth, she didn't want to relinquish the power, and Dudley was her choice, and there was no way that she could marry him at all. Not a hope. Just be good friends.
Right, well, you got 9 points so far. General knowledge. In the television programme Heidi High, what colour coats were worn by the staff at the Maplins holiday camp?
Yellow.
Yes. The French town of Chantilly is noted for which textile?
Lace.
Yes. Since 1928, athletes from which country have led the parade at the opening of the Olympic Games?
The Greece.
Yes. Who said to his wife after an attempt to assassinate him in March 1981, "Honey, I forgot to duck"?
Ronald Reagan.
Yes. What name is shared by the principal island in both the Orkneys and the Shetlands?
Pass.
Who resigned his seat as Labour MP for Knowsley North in 1986 to become a daytime television presenter?
Austin Mitchell.
Kilroy Silk. Which large wheel-shaped cream-filled shoe pastry gâteau is named in honour of a bicycle race?
Pass.
Who, in his poem first published in 1855, wrote the line, "Come into the garden, Maud"?
Coward.
Tennyson. Which people who in ancient times lived in northern Germany and along the Baltic coast gave their name to 3 states of modern Germany and a former kingdom of the country?
Saxons.
Yes. Which game is played on a board comprising 4 sections or tables, each marked with 6 narrow wedges in 2 alternating colours?
Backgammon.
Yes. Which heavy metal band formed in 1976 with the bass player Steve Harris as a founder member was named after a medieval instrument of torture?
Iron Maiden.
Yes. Passiflora is the botanical name for which plant because parts of the flower were thought to resemble some aspects of the crucifixion?
Passion flower.
Yes. Which notorious Moscow prison was situated in the former headquarters of the Rossia Insurance Company?
Gorky Park.
Lubyanka. Mozart's Mass in C, written in Salzburg in 1779, is usually known by what name?
Hallelujah Chorus.
Coronation Mass. Which Greek god was the son of Zeus and of Semele, a daughter of the Theban king Cadmus?
Hercules.
Dionysus. The bark of which tree native to the Andes was the original source of the drug quinine?
Pass.
And nearly got to a next one, but didn't quite. So you have 3 passes. That tree was the cinchona. Yes. Paris Brest is the bizarre name of that cream-filled choux pastry gâteau and all that. Yeah, I know. And the name shared by the Principal Islands, the Orkneys and Shetland, mainland. 3 passes. Janet Carr, 17 points. And David Parker now, please. Stevie Wonder. Now, what is he? How would you define his music? 'Cause he does so much, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you broadly categorise it as soul music, but I mean, he himself has always said that he doesn't like his music being limited to one genre. And he made sort of innovations in sort of black music, which nobody had ever really done before, like using synthesizers and things like that.
What about the fact of his blindness? I mean, how significant, if at all, was that?
It's very hard for anyone but him to say. I mean, I suppose you could argue that having been blind virtually from birth, he never knew any different, so he didn't sort of miss what others have. And maybe he didn't have the distractions which may have diverted him away from his music, so he could just devote more or less all his time to it, which is how he got to be so sort of virtuosic on so many instruments and such a great songwriter so early in his life.
A very important musical figure.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, you scored 14 points with your knowledge of him. Let's see how you do. At the moment, it's 19 points is the score to beat, so let's see. Which member of the royal family was the president of the Guide Association till her death in 2002?
Princess Margaret?
Yes. Which common kitchen appliance is powered by a magnetron valve?
Kettle.
Microwave. Who starred as Inspector Raymond Fowler in the television comedy series The Thin Blue Line?
Rowan Atkinson.
Yes. What middle name is shared by Bill Clinton and William Hague?
Jefferson.
Yes. Before facing a firing squad in Brussels on 12th of October 1915, who said, "I realise that patriotism is not enough. I must have no hatred or bitterness towards anyone"?
Dreyfus.
No, Cavell, Edith Cavell. Which impressionist artist's son Jean, a distinguished film director, wrote a biography of his father published in 1962?
Renoir.
Yes. The Nubian Desert is situated in the northeastern part of which country?
Ethiopia.
Sudan. Which jazz pianist and vocalist released the album Catching Tales in 2005?
Jamie Cullum.
Yes. The stunts of which French-born acrobat included walking blindfolded on a tightrope across the Niagara Falls and walking across on stilts?
Blondin.
Yes. In which outdoor game played since 1922 on a layout called the Willis setting are the terms rover, peel and tice used?
Curling.
Croquet. Which poem by Wilfred Owen opens with the line, "What passing bells for these who die as cattle"?
Anthem for Doomed Youth.
Yes. In ancient and medieval times, which organ of the body, rather than the heart, was thought to be the seat of the higher emotions, such as love and courage?
The liver.
Yes. Which semi-aquatic reptile found in tropical South America is generally considered to be the world's heaviest snake?
The anaconda.
Correct. Who in 1540 became the 4th wife of Henry VIII, the marriage being arranged to effect an alliance with German Protestant rulers?
Anne of Cleves.
Yes. Who produced the film The White Countess, released in 2006 and directed by James Ivory?
Pass.
The title of which religious leader translates approximately as Ocean of Wisdom?
Dalai Lama.
Yes. Which British socialist organisation was founded in January 1884 with the aim of reconstructing society in accordance with the highest moral responsibilities?
Fabian Society.
Fabian Society is right. 1 pass. It was Ismail Merchant, who produced The White Countess. You have, David Parker, 26 points. And finally, Katharine Drury, please. Reggie Perrin, a great comic figure born out of despair.
Yes, very much so. He was 46 at the time the story opened. He was going through a midlife crisis. He started acting eccentrically, and in the end he felt that there was nothing else to do but to pretend to commit suicide. He left his clothes on the beach and tried to make a new life.
And yet brilliantly funny. Why do we find that sort of thing so funny? What was it about Reggie Perrin?
I think it's just the absurdity of it. It is very, very funny, as you say. The repetition, the catchphrases. It was wonderfully cast and wonderfully acted. And also the books are very, very readable. I can always find something new in them when I reread them that I haven't found before, and I'm chuckling away.
And his death, Reggie Perrin's death, was, again, a wonderfully funny death.
Oh, it was. He was killed by a falling billboard in the November gales. The billboard was advertising an insurance company, the same one that Reggie was insured with.
Yes, well, precisely. Yeah, what a great character. Now, you scored 90 points, it's a very big score, but you have 26 points to beat. So let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. In ancient Greek religion, who was the goddess of victory?
Nike.
Yes, which ballerina's last words are supposed to have been, "Get my swan costume ready"?
Anna Pavlova.
Yes, which Yorkshire fish and port links Captain Cook and Count Dracula?
Whitby.
Yes, in the human body, what's the name of the cavity forming the upper part of the gullet, which lies behind the nose, mouth and larynx?
The esophagus.
The pharynx. What was the family name of the artist Michelangelo?
Buonarroti.
Yes, which bird species became extinct with the death of Martha in Cincinnati Zoo on the 1st of September 1914?
The great auk.
The passenger pigeon. Which order of chivalry has the motto "Honi soit qui mal y pond"?
The garter.
Yes, in aviation, what do the letters STOL stand for?
Short take-off and landing.
Correct. Which 13th century theologian, whose works include Summa Theologiae, was nicknamed the Angelic Doctor?
Thomas Aquinas.
Yes. Which rugby union club's colours consist of squares of light blue magenta, chocolate and French grey with sleeves of light green and black?
The Harlequins.
Correct. Promoted by the circus impresario P.T. Barnum, by what name was the midget showman Charles Stratton better known?
Tom Thumb.
Yes. Which sea, the northernmost part of the Pacific Ocean, is named after a Danish navigator?
The Bering Sea.
Yes. Which French term meaning false step is commonly used in English to mean a blunder?
Faux pas.
Yes. Which British officer commanded the Arab force that captured the Red Sea port of Aqaba on 6th of July 1917?
Lawrence.
Yes. Which pianist and entertainer quipped that he cried all the way to the bank when he received bad reviews?
Pass.
What's the name of the mosque situated on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem?
Al-Aqsa.
Yes. Whose sonnet number 19, "When I consider how my light is spent," concludes with the line, "They also serve who only stand and wait"?
Shelley.
Milton. Which comedy series stars Ardal O'Hanlon as a mild-mannered shopkeeper who leads a double life as a superhero called Thermo Man?
My Hero.
Yes. What name's given to the female reproductive part of a flower composed of one or more carpels?
The Stamen.
Pistol. In which 1933 film did Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers make their first film appearance together?
Flying Down to Rio.
Correct. You had one pass. It was Liberace who said he cried all the way to the bank when he received bad reviews. You will not be getting bad reviews for your performance tonight because you have the highest score in all the semi-finals so far, 34 points. So we know who the winner is, but let's have a look at all the scores. In 4th place with 15 points, Eliot Wilson. In 3rd place with 17 points, Janet Carr. In 2nd place with 26 points, David Parker. In 1st place with a big 34 points, Katharine Drury. So we shall be seeing her again when she takes a place in our grand final. Congratulations to her. Do join us next time for more Masterminds. And, of course, that final. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Racing to win the America's Cup next this afternoon. Highlights of sailing action from San Francisco on BBC Two. Then it's cooking to win. Fierce competition between the Northern Ireland regional finalists on the Great British Menu. Ferrets giving Kate Humble and Ben Fogle the runaround at the Animal Park today at 2:45.